Hello everybody. In the first part of this tutorial, I'm once again going to explain to you on page 170 in our workbook what the difference is between the future simple and the going to future and how to use both of these tenses when you want to talk about the future in English. We have already done this in one of the previous lessons, but I'm going to repeat it one more time just to make sure that everybody understands. Let's start by having a look at the left-hand side, the examples of the future simple. As you will notice, the future simple is formed by will plus infinitive. What is more important though is how to use the future simple. As you can see in the workbook, you can cross out the first example as this makes it a little bit more confusing. So let's immediately have a look at this example here, which will give us an indication of when to use the future simple tense. The first example is, they found his fingerprints on the murder weapon, he will go to jail. This is a prediction, een voorspelling, based on what you think or what you believe. You can cross out facts, which also makes it a bit confusing. So it's a prediction based on what you think. You think that something is going to happen. You don't really have extreme amounts of convincing evidence, but you think it, you believe it. Then you have to use will. What other examples are there of when to use will? I will have a coffee, please. You're in a restaurant, the waiter comes up to you, he asks you what you want to order, and you say, oh, I'll have a coffee. You haven't really given that decision a lot of thought. It is what we call a decision made at the moment of speaking or an instant decision. Het is een beslissing die je maakt op het moment zelf. Je hebt daar nog niet echt veel over nagedacht. When that is the case, you need to use the future simple. Another example, I will buy you a brand new uniform when you make it to inspector. This is a promise, een belofte. When you make a promise to somebody about something that you will do in the future, you need to use will. Other situations of when to use will for a request, for example, will you help me with my homework, een verzoek, or an offer like I will give you a hand, wanneer je iemand iets aanbiedt. It's hard to read here that the word that is there is offer. So in all of these cases, you need to use will for the future. Let's then have a look at going to. I'm going to put this screen here at the bottom. Going to is formed by to be plus going to plus the infinitive. And we use this when you express our opinion about the future. For example, it's unfair that Mary is going to get away with murder. That is your opinion about the future, then you can use going to. Second situation, a prediction based on things that you can see or hear. For example, somebody is standing on a ladder. You can see the ladder moving from left to right. You can see that that person is going to fall. Dus wat je hier doet, is je maakt ook een voorspelling. Maar het verschil met de voorspelling met will aan de andere kant hier, is dat je will gebruikt voor voorspellingen waar je eigenlijk helemaal niet zo zeker van bent. Je denkt dat wel, dan moet je will gebruiken. Maar wanneer er echt overtuigend bewijs is dat iets gaat gebeuren, je kan het echt zien of horen dat het gaat gebeuren, dan moet je going to gebruiken. And the last case, I'm going to be a homicide detective when I grow up. This is what we call future intention. Het is jouw bedoeling om in de toekomst iets te doen. Je hebt daar nog niet echt iets voor ondernomen. Daar moeten we dan een andere tijd voor gaan gebruiken. Dat zullen we nog leren. Maar het is wel je bedoeling om dat te doen. Jij wilt later iets gaan doen. Dat is geen instant decision, maar je hebt daarover nagedacht en het is jouw future intention. Okay? Dus in die gevallen gebruik je future simple. In de andere gevallen gebruik je going to. Nu neem je heel eventjes de kopie die je moest downloaden het overzicht of het PDF-overzicht met de verschillende tijden waarmee we in het Engels de toekomst aanduiden. Ik ga het er zelf ook eventjes bij nemen. Okay, if you have this copy, I would advise you to print it and put it in your folder. That will make it an easy, useful paper that you can use when you want to look up which tense to use. If you don't have a printer close by, if it's not possible to print it, just open it on your computer and keep it close by as well. Okay, let's have a look. What I just explained here, future simple, is will plus infinitive. Here you find all the different examples that I just talked to you, and which were in the blue grid on page 117. And here you find the same things for going to plus infinitive. Let's have one more quick look. Future simple is used for a decision made at the moment of speaking, which is also called an instant decision. A prediction, often with I think, I believe, I expect, I hope. Dus een voorspelling gebaseerd op wat je denkt of verwacht of hoopt. Een offer, dat betekent dat je iemand iets aanbiedt. If you don't know what the word offer means, write it next to it. A request is een verzoek. A promise is een belofte. A threat, die hebben we nog niet gehad, dat is een dreiging. For example, leave now or I'll call the police. When you make threats, wanneer je iemand bedreigt, you have this will as well. And the last one, facts about the future. For example, Christmas Day will fall on Tuesday this year. We also use will. Going to is mainly used for intentions. I'm going to phone him tomorrow. That is my intention. Het is mijn bedoeling om dat te doen. And predictions based on present evidence. Look, it's going to rain. Een voorspelling gebaseerd op wat je ziet. Je ziet dat het gaat regenen. In that case, you need to use going to and not will. So keep this copy close by. Now you pause this video and you prepare the two exercises which I've put in the overview in the course news. What is important for these two exercises? You find them on Smart School. You just have to click on the link and then you find the exercise. What is important is that you finish each exercise until the end. You need to fill in everything. If it is a multiple choice question, you have to make sure that you provide an answer for each of the questions. If it is a question in which you need to type something, a gap fill exercise, you need to continue until everything that you had to fill in is correct. You can click on check each time and make sure that your answers are correct, and you continue until you have filled in everything correctly. The computer will then calculate your result, which is what I need to see how well you did these exercises. Okay, so you need to continue until everything is finished, and until at the end you will see that you get an overview of your results. Okay, so good luck with that. This is the second part of the video, and for the second part of the video you need your workbook on page 180. We're going to have a look at two more tenses that we can use to talk about the future. Present continuous tense and the present simple tense. Of course, you already know the present continuous tense, you already know the present simple tense. We have studied these tenses, but only with regards to talking about the present. You can, however, also use these tenses if you want to talk about the future, and that's what I'm going to explain to you right now. Have a look at the first sentence here. At 4 o'clock, we're having dinner with the family. In this sentence, the time indication at 4 o'clock makes clear that you are talking about the future. If you did not have that time indication, then it would be very unclear. You would not know whether you were talking about the future or the present. So when you use the present continuous to talk about the future, you need to add a future reference. Otherwise, people don't know that you're talking about the future. Okay. And in this sentence, you are talking about what is called an arranged future. How would you say arranged future in Dutch? Je hebt voor de toekomst bepaalde regelingen getroffen. Je hebt een plan en je hebt daar al voor regelingen getroffen om dat plan uit te voeren. Okay? Dus het is niet gewoon uw bedoeling. Dat hebben we daarnet besproken met going to, future intention. Maar er zijn echt al plannen ondernomen om dat in actie te zetten. En dan kan je de present continuous gebruiken. We are having dinner with family this afternoon, this evening at 4 o'clock, plus future reference. Present simple dan, die ken je ook al. Die kan je ook gebruiken om te praten over de toekomst. For example, my train leaves at 12:30. My meeting with the local chief of police starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. For timetables and programs and schedules for the future, we use the present simple. Dus voor bepaalde vaste programma's, tabellen, that kind of thing. When you're talking about trains, planes, boats, things which happen at fixed times in the future, you need to use the present simple. Now, once again, take the extra copy that I asked you to download at the beginning of our class. We gaan hier nog heel eventjes kijken naar dit papier, omdat dit echt wel een heel goed overzicht geeft, opdat het niet verwarrend wordt al de verschillende tijden. Dus je ziet hier nog eens staan de present continuous, bijvoorbeeld I'm having my hair cut today. This is to talk about what is called an arrangement. Dat is iets in de toekomst wat vaststaat, wat al geregeld is. In our workbook they call this the arranged future. Often with the time expression. Die often laat die maar gerust weg. Daar moet een referentie bij dat je het hebt over de toekomst. Anders is het niet duidelijk of je het nu hebt over de toekomst of over het heden als je deze tijd gebruikt. En dan het laatste hier, the present simple. Events that are part of a timetable or a schedule. For example, the boat leaves the island on Friday. In dat geval moeten we dus ook de present simple gebruiken wanneer je het dus hebt over een specifiek programma in de toekomst. Okay, what you do now is you prepare the exercise that I have for you. If you go back to the overview on course news, you click on the correct exercise that you need to do now on Smart School. And once you've done that, you come back to the video.